Oh, we have a special caller in the queue.
Who is it?
Ooh, I'm going to grab this one right now. He's in the screening room, but I see the name. I'm not going to say it. I'll let him say it.
I already know who it is. I heard like him say one word. What do you want?
Holy Koolaid. You're on with Ethan and Hannah. Are you there? Where'd he go?
He could just come upstairs.
Wait. Oh, there we go. Wait, what's going on?
Babe, you can just come upstairs.
Okay, hang
if
on.
It's not
hang
working.
on,
Oh, did I hear him?
Hello?
Right, there we go.
Hi.
Wow. What's up, dude?
Hey.
I'm embarrassed.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, yourself?
No, I heard your voice, and then all of a sudden I got put on hold twice.
Oops.
Yeah, I think it was the Q thing. I was trying to like click it and it disappeared. Anyways, dude, pleasure to have you on the show.
What do you want?
Yeah. No,
Hey, be nice.
Uh-oh. No, I wanted to chime in real quick on the note of like abusive relationships, and like you had someone talking, or you guys kind of briefly brought up like physical abuse, and I wanted to say, for like a lot of times I notice that people will downplay emotional abuse, and they're like, oh, come on, how bad can it be? It's like, just leave, or just like, disagree with them or whatever, just stay calm. But like, when you're in a relationship with someone who is incredibly like controlling and manipulative or narcissistic or mentally ill, it can really, really weigh on you. And like, I don't in any way, shape, or form want to downplay the harm that comes about from physical abuse. And I realize like I'm in a very different position as a relatively, big guy, but like I've done MMA for years, and like I would rather get punched in the face like 100 times over than go through months of just the emotional terror of having someone that you love just emotionally torture and traumatize you. So, and I say that not to downplay physical abuse, but more to, to reassure people that if they're going through emotional abuse, like it's very real, it's very awful, and it can leave some huge lasting scars that take time to heal and recover from. And it's, that's, I want to legitimize that for people.
No, absolutely. I think people should take emotional abuse more seriously. I mean, there were things said to me growing up and through past relationships that are they're just like permanently ingrained in your head. And then whenever anything like remotely touches on that insecurity or that issue, it's instantly like, oh my God, you get overcome with anxiety, and it can be really difficult to deal with.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things too that like I didn't necessarily know what an unhealthy or what a healthy relationship was supposed to look like until I got married. And it was so awful. But like I remember looking up on my phone, like Googling signs that you're in an emotionally abusive relationship. And I found a link that was like, it was like all the telltale signs that your wife is an emotional bully. And it was like, I thought maybe I think there were like 10 or 20 things on the list. And I thought maybe I would be like maybe 2 for 10 or 3 for 10. Like I thought that was kind of a normal range or something. And it was like 10 out of 10 or like 20 out of 20. And then I started reading further, and it was like, and here's all the ways that it's going to emotionally, psychologically damage you for, permanently or for life or for years to come. And it was things like, you will develop severe anxiety. You will feel like you're walking on eggshells. You'll become hyper vigilant about everything. You'll, develop PTSD and like trauma and, all of this different stuff, like, and it'll affect your ability to focus and your memory and your ability to have, clarity of thought. And it's like some of that is temporary, but I started realizing that like it does rewire your brain. Like you are, especially like when you think of like things like adrenaline and stress, there's a great book called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers that talks about stress, but it is an actual physical, like your body is releasing adrenaline and, a bunch of other different chemicals like cortisol, and there's like a whole cocktail of chemicals in your brain. And when your brain is flooded with it and they're at like a super high level for a long period of time, it actually does rewire your brain. It can rewire and reshape your body physically at a physical level. And so like I think people don't necessarily realize the extent that the damage can, like how long term and how, you know, how there's actual physical damage that takes place in the brain as a result of it. But it's very real.
No, that's absolutely right. That's how PTSD happens, B.
Yeah. I don't want to monopolize all the time, but I just want to.
No, that is some fantastic insight. And also, it helps me make more sense of things and why I react the way I do to certain things, because clearly it's changed me more than I've realized.
Now, I don't want to leave it on a hopeless note, because like the beauty of the brain is that while it can be wired, you know, and it can be damaged in that way, you also do have, and recent studies have shown that neuroplasticity lasts way longer into like adulthood than, you know, people thought your brain would just grew in childhood and then stopped. But like you can recover and rewire your brain, and there's all kinds of different therapies, you know, exposure therapy and stuff that kind of can help you to overcome and heal from it. So it's not a hopeless thing either.
So believe it or not, the pickup line is actually my exposure therapy, because for me, I was, you know, you don't talk about sex, you don't talk about your relationships. It's between what happens between you is between a man and a woman in the bedroom, all that crap. So like every time I'm on here, it's me like just trying to force myself to talk about things that I think are important. I mean, hell, it took me the first time Dr. Daryl Ray asked me to say masturbate. I sat there like for 10 seconds, like with a red face trying to say it, because it's,
I remember.
Yeah, it's like this incredible shame you feel when it comes to sex. And that to this day still impacts my sex life, because there are times I'm like, oh, nope, this is bad. Don't do it. Be ashamed of it. And it's really terrible, and how much mental abuse can really fuck up your life.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And I find that really refreshing how open you guys are. And I think that the world as a whole is slowly starting to open up more about sex and conversations about this stuff, and not just like abuse and like the Me Too movement, but like just not feeling so like it doesn't have to be like gross and in your face and like rude and like even like children are like exposed to stuff at a young age. Like, no, but like I think having healthy conversations about sex and being able to like talk about anything in a way that is open and healthy and not like, you know, kind of repulsed by anything sexual or suppressing any kind of things. I don't think that does anyone any help, but
no.
I agree.
Read.
So,
Holy Koolaid.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. But where can everyone check you out at?
Like he needs that shit.
No, I'm not calling for that.
I
This
know.
is y'all's show.
All right, I know, but I still try and be courteous and let people promote themselves when they call.
Got a Holy Koolaid on the internet, and you'll find him.
Yeah,
it was nice talking to you, Thomas.
Yeah, it was good to be on. Thank you.
Thanks.
I love you.
Aww.
I love you too.
Okay, that was actually really, really cute.
Leave it to Thomas to just come on and be like, well, so in case you didn't know, cortisol to the brain. I'm like, I love that man so fucking much.
Dude, I'm telling you, if I was in a relationship with Thomas Westbrook, I would just have a recorder. I'd be like, can you just talk? And I'll just listen. I just want to hear everything, because he's so knowledgeable, man. Like, he's a great resource. And to be honest,
I'm on my period and I'm just so emotional. I'm like, I love him so much. Sorry, go ahead. I'm teary right now.
Thomas was a little intimidating for me to approach the first time, because he's kind of like serious. So I was like,
no.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm like, he always has a serious face. So I'm like, hi, I'm Ethan, like all nervous. I'm this new little YouTuber. But yeah, he's very, very bright dude. And I highly, highly recommend his channel. And Hannah's gushing.
I'm just so proud of him. And I'm so hormonal lately. I watched Hamilton last night and I cried so much that like my veins were popping out of my head. And Eric Murphy and Thomas Westbrook were next to me on the couch. And I was like, let's watch Hamilton. And Eric's like hugging a pillow, like, and I'm like, and Thomas is like, this is a good show. Wow. He's just the bubbliest guy. The bubbliest guy.